What do lions do? Roar. Hey, big guy, go score. Let's go. No, go score. Yeah, good job, man.
Good job, Reese.
Score. So it's nice to be June 21st and almost be done recruiting.
I know, it's unusual.
It is.
Sweet potato.
So we just need one more wing that can really shoot it. I feel like if we can't get that in the next 5 weeks, we're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we can get that in 5 weeks. We always get guys late.
For sure. Hey, Reese. Bye. Hey, can I have a kiss? Come here. I love you, bro.
Say, I love you.
Have a good day, okay? I started playing basketball, about 5th, 6th grade, and just really fell in love with it. By the time I was 14 years old, I knew that, I wanted to coach college basketball. That's what I wanted to do. Like, you have to do a lot of things that maybe other people aren't willing to do to get in the profession. For me, started off volunteering for 3 years where you don't make any money, right? And I was actually still in college. And then I'm, 32 years old and, take a job as a head coach at Central Baptist College for $31,000.
And now we're in a new direction with our new coach, Chris Wright.
I just want to thank everyone for being here today and taking time out of your day to.
I'm not getting paid over the summer when I'm hired, and so, I have to wait tables at the Outback Steakhouse, one, to pay our bills, but when I got hired, we had no recruiting budget. And so even, being able to fly recruits in and, that was all out of our pocket.
It's kind of like all hands on deck. I think while he was waiting tables, I was driving an hour to work at Finish Line. But you kind of just do what you have to do to get by with the note of if we don't make these sacrifices, it'll all be for nothing because we won't be able to be successful like we know we can be.
Our players will hear me say all the time that I don't want to be around average. You can go out into the world and you can see average in just about every walk of life.
I think his greatest strength is his passion for it. And so the passion he has not only to win, but to support our players and help them to be better people, better men, better students, better, family figures in their lives is something that I think makes him really different.
I've been with Coach for a while. I played for him, and now I'm on his staff. It's the honesty. He's honest. Whether you like to hear it or not, he's honest. It just helped, and it grew me as a man, because without it, I would be a lost soul out here.
One of the best traits about me, probably one of the worst too, is how competitive I am, right? I don't like to lose in anything. If we're playing a game of pickup sticks, I'm going to try to take your head off to win. And so, I've always been very driven, always, wanted to be as good as I can be in anything.
Okay, first off, how do you take a program that won one game and turn it around so dramatically? What's the secret?
So our first day here, it was bad. It was real bad. We had an open gym for the guys that were already here. He looked over at me and was like, "Do you think we get our jobs back at Talladega?"
Yeah, so we spent 4 seasons, at Talladega College. My name is Chris Wright. I'm the head men's basketball coach here at Talladega College. We went, 106-25. Our last season there, we were able to make it all the way to the national championship and lost to Loyola New Orleans for the 4th time. I think it really validated the way we do things, why we do things. And just, I think really showed us that for this level, we really have a blueprint for how to be successful.
Langston basketball was not in a great place at all. Being 1-27 in 2 years should tell you exactly where we were. Frankly, we were in dire straits. My realization is that athletics really can drive a university in so many ways and create other opportunities.
Now the team says they plan to do what they do best tonight, and that's win.
Langston has a storied history of winning at a national level, and we wanted to get back to that storied history, to its rightful place. Clearly, we wanted someone who could take our program not to the next level, who could go to the highest level.
Hopefully, I'm going to kind of put it out there and put some pressure on you guys. I'm going to go ahead and send calendar invites for next March at the national tournament, okay? All right, I'm going to put that in the atmosphere. Yes, get your hotels today. Book early.
We were down to the last 2 candidates and trying to make up our mind. And then lo and behold, I believe it was a Saturday, I get this email from Coach Wright. And I called Dr. Smith and I was like, hey, I just sent you a resume and an email, and I think you need to look at it before we make up our mind.
Yeah, I fly in and get to campus, and supposed to have an hour and a half, meeting. It's the first part of the interview process with Dr. Smith at his house. And, we ended up talking for 5 hours, and, there was just, I think, an instant connection there. It was something that I knew I wanted to be a part of that night.
And it felt like we had a perfect match of what he wanted, what we wanted. It was a matter of, could we really execute what we wanted to do?
Watch how I move, watch how I put it on cruise. I hit different, can't do what I do. Okay, watch how I move, big choppers on deck, don't snooze. All that talking, better come in and lose. Yeah, watch how I move.
I think as a coach, it doesn't matter how good you are or how good you think you are. If you don't have really good players, right, you don't have a chance to be successful. I mean, everybody at our level has NAIA players. We don't want those, right? We want guys that shouldn't be here. I really don't care, within reason what guys' past have been, if they want to change. I want to give guys second chances. Teru Dean, our starting point guard, really our floor general. Him and I have developed a really, really special relationship, and I think so much of our success is right because of him. He, really was another head coach on the floor.
I grew up in Miami, Florida. I started playing basketball around the age of 8 years old. My dad used to take me to the park, and then we just used to shoot, teach me defense, the fundamentals. I had the handles, you feel me? I used to make them fall. It just bring me to ease. It's like my therapy for real. Honestly, I could come to basketball when I'm going through anything.
From day one, we had a good bond. I think my first game here, we won by 50-something. So it was just we got to show everybody that it's a new Langston in town. We got to show everybody that we here to stay. We gonna change the culture.
No, I remember our first game here. We open up, and the gym is just completely packed. Right? I think at that moment, I understood that basketball really was special here.
You better come in here with some confidence if you're coming in the Den, because it's going to be rocking. Our fans are going to get into you. Our players, I'm not going to lie, they're world beaters in here. The Den is a special place to play, and our guys treat it as such. And 33-0 in 2 years, it tells you that. And I honestly put a lot of it on our fans.
HBCUs, there's a lot of pride with current students, with faculty, with staff, with alumni, and it really means something to be a part of the community there.
It's being a historical black college. We don't ever got to worry about our guys worrying about anything on campus because they're comfortable. This is deeper than us. This is long before we were even born. We're standing up for HBCUs all over.
You know, I knew we were going to be good, but if you had asked me that I think we were going to go 31-3 and run through the Sooner Athletic Conference and go 20-2, I wouldn't have said yes to that. That year was literally the single greatest turnaround in the history of college basketball at any level.
You know, obviously winning the regular season championship was something that has never been done here in this conference. And then to follow it up, you know, with a conference championship, you know, was amazing. And, you know, to make that one-win program into, we made the Sweet 16 in just a few, you know, what was it, 8 months? You know, it was something that you can't really even put into words.
So before season 2 starts, is there a moment where coach sits down his staff and goes, hey, this is what I expect of us this year, like these are our goals? Give me some behind the scenes look. What is that like going into a new season?
He had one goal. He had one goal in mind, and there was nothing else other than win the national championship.
Last year we had a bad taste in our mouth. We lost in the Sweet 16. Like, that's just something like we feel like shouldn't have happened. So what we know we got to do to, you know, overcome all that to get back to that point. So it's just Vince tour.
Like I said, that was our expectation. We was a top 2 team in the country, so we wasn't expecting nothing less but to be one of the last 2 teams playing. So it just felt like it was supposed to happen.
Like, we came back with a chip on our shoulder. We know what Coach Wright expected. We know what to expect coming into the season, how preseason was going to be. Just being there with these guys, man, and winning those games, how we won them, it was just like we was prepared at that time.
We went on a stretch where we were as dominant as any team that in small college basketball that I've seen. And so we finished the season 35-2. Year 1, we didn't even have a locker room, right? Like we were, you know, getting that redone. We had no practice gear yet. So to have all those guys experience, like we literally, right, we started at the bottom and, you know, advanced all the way to the NAIA national championship game.
There's something about Kansas City that just makes you feel like, oh, we've arrived. You're in the same hotel as all the other teams. And so it's like a little bit of like competitive in the elevator. Like you're like, oh, who are you with? Oh, who are you with? Like, and then as teams lose, it gets emptier and emptier and way easier to catch an elevator. And so like you want to be that team that's still like catching elevators at the end.
And when I saw people that were driving to Kansas City on Saturday, coming back home, going to work, if they make it on Tuesday, we're there. And it's like the number of trips going back to Kansas City for people buying it, that's extreme buy-in. And they were just living on the energy that they were about to see history.
This is Langston's first ever appearance in the NAIA national championship game. And so we know that if we can find a way to win the game tonight, it is unbelievable for not only our university, but also for HBCUs across the entire country.
The impact really is immeasurable. We could never pay for the amount of publicity that the university has received as a result of our team. The interest in students and prospective students has increased, and I think that's a direct result of the publicity, the notoriety, and the success of our men's basketball team.
It's a really big deal when you're in HBCU, and that's the power of winning it all. I mean, it's there. Like, you just know, like you're that close to a national championship. The work getting done, fellas. Nobody thought it was possible. But you are the only people who believe. Take care of yourself tonight. One more, baby. Let's go.
Municipal Auditorium in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. The NAIA Men's National Championship.
Just with how we play and our style of play, like usually if we get a double-digit lead, like it's over. I think we make it really, really difficult on people. Well, we're up 13 with, about 11, 12 minutes to go. And since I've been a head coach again for the last 7 years, my team hasn't blown a 13-point lead.
Big lob, took it away up top. Geraldo Lane. And one.
About 50 seconds to go. We got this. It's about to happen.
Near steal, and it is a steal, stolen by Geraldo Lane. And this is starting to remind me of a lot of the national championships.
And a blink of an eye, the horn's going off. And it was a sense of shock. It wasn't even, couldn't even feel sad at that moment. It was just kind of what just happened.
Freed Hardeman wins their first ever.
Man, it hurt bad when you see how much work he does, how much the players had committed to that season. We thought we had all the pieces. And, I would say that game brought Lion Nation all on one page.
This community, this Langston community, like, I really wanted one for them. Like, I really wanted it because they deserve it. They've been through a lot. I just feel like I just let the whole community down, and it ain't feel right. I walked out, I tried to walk out with a hoodie, and they just started clapping. It just ain't feel right at that time. It still don't feel right with me now.
Someone asked Coach K, what was the difference between his championship teams and his other great teams? And he said, one play. It's kind of the cruelty of our sport, but also what makes it, I think, the best game on earth.
He wanted me to come out here and play basketball and be a good basketball player, but what was most important was me graduating and being able to be that figure in my family and show my kids that it's possible, because honestly I would want my kids to go to college and graduate, and he was just preaching to me how it would be easier to get them to do that if they see that I got my own degree on the wall.
Coach Wright taught me how to be a man and to, handle my problems and do what I need to do every day. It's a great, great, great accomplishment, because God knows what you could do without no paper, as in the diploma. So it's just a big accomplishment to do that, so then nobody could tell you no if you have those degrees.
It's special. I'm grateful that I even get this opportunity, because I think I'm the only person left from that whole team back then that's still on this team, actually. So we want to go win it all, and I believe our coaches have the best. They're gonna go recruit the players that we needed to win this championship next year.
I think, for me, you win with people. And, man, I think about the guys that believed enough in me and our staff to come here, to a school that won one game. You think about Terudine and Cortez Mosley and DeMonte Brown and Jaquavius Lennox. I hope they know how grateful I am for them. And yeah, it'll be a challenge, right? I know we're going to get talented players. That's not the question. But can we get high character guys that are just winners? Right? That's kind of the question that, remains to be seen.
to watch each one cross the stage and celebrate with one another, celebrate with their families. Many of these young men are the first in their families to graduate from college.
We made a lot of people proud. A lot of people proud when this program really wasn't where it needed to be. And probably as low as it could have been. And to see the rebirth so quickly, I think it made everyone believe, brought back that love, brought back what LU really stood for, and not only the impact it had on the university, but also, you know, with HBCUs across the country.
The D1 transfers that we even talked to, they're like, oh yeah, we heard of Langston. Actually, we've been following you guys. So the exposure that we put on and the guys did the past 2 years, shoot, really proud of them, and I'm glad the world is seeing Langston.
Buckle up. It's gonna look, it's gonna be amazing. Like, the talent that we've already been able to secure is, yeah, they're coming here for a reason.